I've just finished my Sunday meal prep and I'm feeling super accomplished. Went ahead and wanted to show you what I was working on this week. I'm going to start over here with this bottle of ketchup. So last night, my picky eater and I decided to make some ketchup. And we followed the Food Wishes recipe, which I'll go ahead and link at the bottom. And in the recipe, he said you have to be crazy to make your own ketchup. And the real reason is because people have like a particular brand ketchup that they like, and it's hard to it's hard to get that exact same recipe. But anyways, my picky eater ended up liking the ketchup I made, and I washed out the old ketchup bottle and I went ahead and I filled it. So that's what I did first thing this morning. And then in this pot, this crock pot, where I had made the ketchup, I went ahead and I left like the last dregs of the ketchup, and I added a big can of white beans, and I made like the Heinz Beans copycat recipe. If you're not familiar with the UK version of baked beans, which is like sweet and tomato based, it's not like a smoky barbecue. So anyways, I made these beans for my picky eater, and they have already had like 2 sets of beans on toast, and really liked it. So both the ketchup and the beans so far have been a win. So that's like my major prep this week for picky eater. Let me go on to show you some of the other things that I did. So here's some vegetable prep. I didn't do anything with the cauliflower last week, so I just cut this up, and I'm gonna make it probably into some like mashed cauliflower and potato mix. And then some of these potatoes are for later today in the chicken soup. The reason why I peel the potatoes and then store them in water is so they don't oxidize, and they'll be okay like that for like a couple days in the fridge. Here is just the other half of the cauliflower with some paprika, olive oil, salt, pepper, MSG. And then here is the half of the cabbage I had left over last week, which I've cut up. And then I have some onion seed, some cumin, some mustard seed, some black pepper, and a chili pepper. And what I'm going to do is make like an Indian like cabbage stir fry with it. I'll just like bring up some oil to heat, and then, oh, and there's turmeric as well. And I'll just cook the spices real quick, and then I'll add in the cabbage. And that will be like a good side dish for the week, especially for me. This is my week that I needed to prep some tomato sauce. So this is tomato, garlic, onion, carrot, celery. And I went ahead and I blended it in the food processor afterwards, so you see that it's really smooth, so that picky people will eat it. And then I prepped some soy mince. So I went ahead and took the soy crumbles, or like soy curls, and I cooked it in some like a bouillon cube for like half an hour. And I put half here, and then I put half, if you come over here, into this pot that I'm still cooking on the stove. So when I made my spaghetti sauce, I blended it all, and I put half of it back in the pot with blended up soy curls. So I'm just gonna cook this down into like a bolognese. I did go ahead and add a little bit of milk, like so that it'll be like a truer bolognese, and there's some like a little bit of parm in there as well. So I'm just cooking that down. I find the taste like of this soy curls like a little bit bitter, so I'm just like letting it cook longer. And then here I have the Sunday chicken, as always. So far I have the chicken and the carrots in it, and I'll add the potato later on, and that's for meat eater. So let me come back over here to my veg prep. So here I have put like split pea soup ingredients. So I have carrots, onion, and the green split peas. And when it's time for me to cook this, I'll just add like a bouillon cube and water and stuff like that. And so that's a really easy like lunch soup. And then my other lunch soup is actually this barley soup. So like it's called like asajob. So there's onion. Oh, there's celery in this one too. This one has onion, carrot, and potato. And I will go ahead and in the barley. And it's soaking in some water because the barley needs to like soak first. And then also I don't want the potatoes to like get discolored. So what I'm gonna do is probably cook this tomorrow for lunch. And I'll just like, I'll heat that up and then I'll be adding like some herbs and maybe some milk is like it's a normal thing to have in that as well. So, and then lastly, I also made some kimchi for myself. It needs to sit open for a little while and like start to ferment before I close it up, but that won't be ready for the next couple days, and then I'll have kimchi for like the next few months probably, or at least a month for myself. So and I also have rice soaking for later on today. So all in all, I feel like I'm just under my cooking time was 2 hours, but I did have to clean up afterwards. So I'm almost to like 3 hours. I was really trying to keep under the 2 hours, but I did I did tidy up afterwards. So 3 hours of meal prep time. I didn't end up making any dough, and I thought that maybe I need to make like my baking prep at a different time, like that this is a good vegetable prep and a baking prep can be later on. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get everything put away into the fridge and get the dishwasher going, and then I'm done. And I really love the feeling of having all of these things just cut up and ready for me, because it takes away a lot of that like, oh, when am I gonna go cook, when am I gonna make, or like, oh, I don't feel like doing anything. It's all ready for me. So let me know if you would do anything different, or if you preferred the other style video where I'm actually showing as I'm going when I'm cooking. So anyways, I hope that you have a great week, and let me know if you want any recipes that I had made.